life has a way of throwing us into loops, endless routines, unresolved tensions, and questions that linger in the back of our minds. Days blur together, and despite ticking off goals, there's this nagging feeling that something deeper is missing. What if the key to breaking free from this cycle isn't about changing your circumstances, but exploring a part of yourself you've been avoiding? It's often the corners of our minds we shy away from that hold the answers we seek. Within each of us lies a hidden world, a shadowy realm of thoughts and emotions we've tucked away. It might be old regrets, moments of insecurity, or fears that have quietly shaped our decisions. We tend to push forward, convinced that ignoring these shadows makes us stronger. But what if embracing them instead could open doors to parts of yourself you've never fully understood? What if your next breakthrough is waiting in the silence you've avoided for so long? This journey isn't easy. Facing the parts of yourself you've hidden away requires courage. Shadow work begins here, not as an act of judgment, but as a way to reclaim the parts of your soul you've been disconnected from. It's about acknowledging the uncomfortable truths and realizing they don't define your worth. They unlock it. When you dare to face your shadows, you set the stage for a transformation that's both raw and empowering. Shadow work is like opening a door to a part of yourself you rarely visit. It's the process of uncovering the hidden thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that have been quietly shaping your life. These aren't just the obvious fears or regrets you carry, but the subtle things, the insecurities you bury deep, the patterns you repeat without realizing. By facing these shadows, you begin to see the connections between them and the challenges you face today. Could it be that your struggles aren't random, but tied to the parts of yourself you've ignored? Think of it like trying to fix a cracked mirror. You can clean the surface all you want, but until you repair the foundation, the cracks remain. Shadow work is that repair. It's about going deeper, facing the uncomfortable truths you've avoided. When you do, the effects ripple through every part of your life, your relationships, your career, even your mental and emotional well-being. Suddenly, things that felt out of control start to make sense. It's not magic. It's the power of understanding yourself on a level you never thought possible. And here's the catch. Those shadows don't disappear on their own. Left unchecked, they influence how you react, the decisions you make, and the way you see the world. Maybe it's why certain situations trigger you, why you hold back when you should step forward, or why you feel stuck despite trying so hard. Shadow work isn't about fixing something broken. It's about integrating the pieces of yourself into a whole. And once you start, the changes can be profound. Have you ever felt yourself reacting strongly to something and wondered why it hit so hard? Maybe someone's words stung more than they should have, or a simple situation left you frustrated beyond reason. These moments often aren't about the situation at hand. They're echoes of unresolved emotions buried deep inside. Shadows don't announce themselves boldly. They hide in these subtle cracks, shaping how you see the world and how you respond to it. Could it be that what you're carrying has more influence over your life than you've realized? Consider the patterns that seem to follow you, no matter how much you try to change. Self-sabotage is one of the most common signs of a shadow at work. Perhaps you've stepped away from opportunities, convinced you weren't good enough. Or maybe guilt and regret whisper doubts into your mind just when you're about to make a big decision. These shadows operate quietly, but their impact can be loud, affecting your confidence, your relationships, and even your sense of purpose. Another sign is the weight of unresolved emotions that linger in the background. You might feel restless, stuck, or even emotionally drained without knowing why. These are shadows casting long shadows over your present. But here's the thing. Acknowledging them doesn't weaken you, it empowers you. Every shadow you face is a step closer to reclaiming the power you've unknowingly given away. And once you see them, you can start the work of transforming them into strengths. Starting shadow work can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. The first step is creating a space for reflection, whether that's 10 quiet minutes in the morning or a notebook by your side at night. Begin by asking yourself simple yet powerful questions. What emotions am I avoiding? What memories still hold weight? As you write, don't judge yourself. Let the words flow freely. over time, patterns will emerge, revealing the hidden parts of yourself that have shaped your present. Incorporating mindfulness into your routine is another essential step. Dedicate a moment each day to simply observe your thoughts and feelings without reacting to them. Maybe during your commute or while taking a walk, notice what triggers discomfort or unease. These are often clues to deeper shadows. Pair this awareness with journaling prompts like, "What do I fear most and why?" or "When do I feel least like myself?" These exercises might be challenging, but they're the gateway to understanding and growth. Finally, set an intention to revisit your reflections weekly. Review what you've uncovered and identify one small action to take. For instance, if you realize you've been avoiding confrontation, try expressing yourself in a conversation, even if it feels uncomfortable. Shadow work isn't about rushing through the process. It's about showing up consistently. Each day you dedicate to it, you're peeling back another layer, moving closer to a version of yourself that's whole and authentic. After 30 days of shadow work, something remarkable begins to happen. You start noticing changes in how you see yourself in the world. The weight you've been carrying doesn't feel as heavy. You might find yourself reacting differently in situations that once triggered you. For instance, instead of lashing out or retreating, you pause, breathe, and respond with clarity. This shift isn't accidental. It's the result of confronting the emotions you once buried. Could this new strength be the first step toward the freedom you've been searching for? Relationships often transform as well. When you recognize and integrate your shadows, the way you connect with others changes. Imagine being able to communicate without the invisible walls built by fear or insecurity. Whether it's opening up to someone you care about or setting boundaries you once avoided, you'll see how the work you've done within yourself ripples outward. Even your ability to forgive, not just others, but yourself, takes on new depth. These moments of transformation show you that healing isn't about perfection, it's about progress. And then there's the inner resilience that emerges. As the layers of your shadow peel away, confidence begins to replace self-doubt. You realize the challenges that once seemed insurmountable don't define you. It's not just about feeling better, it's about living better, making choices aligned with who you truly are. After 30 days, you'll see that the journey isn't over, but the foundation is stronger. The question is, how far are you willing to go now that you've glimpsed what's possible? The journey of shadow work isn't about perfection, it's about rediscovery. Every step you've taken over these 30 days has been a step closer to the version of yourself you've always known was there, waiting to emerge. You've faced fears that once held you back, uncovered truths you once hid from, and reclaimed parts of yourself that make you whole. The power you've tapped into is real. It's the strength that comes from understanding who you truly are. But this is just the beginning. What lies ahead is even more exciting. Each layer you uncover brings clarity, resilience, and freedom. The shadows you've confronted are no longer obstacles. They've become teachers. They've shown you that your struggles don't define you. Your willingness to face them does. Imagine the possibilities when you continue this journey, not as a burden, but as a gift to yourself. You're no longer running from the past. You're walking confidently toward a future of your own making. The journey of shadow work isn't about perfection. It's about rediscovery. Every step you've taken over these 30 days has been a step closer to the version of yourself you've always known was there, waiting to emerge. You've faced fears that once held you back, uncovered truths you once hid from, and reclaimed parts of yourself that make you whole. The power you've tapped into is real. It's the strength that comes from understanding who you truly are. But this is just the beginning. What lies ahead is even more exciting. Each layer you uncover brings clarity, resilience, and freedom. The shadows you've confronted are no longer obstacles. They've become teachers. They've shown you that your struggles don't define you. Your willingness to face them does. Imagine the possibilities when you continue this journey, not as a burden, but as a gift to yourself. You're no longer running from the past. You're walking confidently toward a future of your own making. So take the leap and commit to this path. Embrace the discomfort, celebrate the breakthroughs, and trust the process. The transformation you've started is proof that true strength comes from within. And if you ever doubt, remember this: every unstoppable force was once just someone who dared to begin.